Welcome to the fourth video in my Beginner's Guide to Self-Publishing a Book series here on YouTube. Previously in this series, we covered the 9 steps to self-publishing a book. We covered how to upload a book to KDP, how to upload a book to Barnes & Noble Press, and now we're going to be talking about how to upload your book to IngramSpark. Make sure you check out the previous videos in this series, but today is all about IngramSpark. In my opinion, IngramSpark is not a platform for beginners. It's not exactly the most user-friendly platform that I've come across. There's a lot of things that you can do to kind of screw up in the process. So that's what I'm talking about for today's video. I'm hoping to give you guys some helpful tips. So I'm going to be covering step by step exactly what you need to do to upload to IngramSpark and how to avoid some errors that I've made in the past, including the fact that when I went to do a pre-order for my children's book on IngramSpark, they actually started sending out blank copies of the book because I had done one tiny thing wrong during the uploading process. But I'm here to make sure that you aren't confused and this is as clear as possible. So I'm not only going to be giving you a tutorial, I'm also going to be giving a ton of tips and telling you guys a few things that you need to know about IngramSpark before you publish with them. My name is Mandi Lynn. I'm an author, book cover designer, and the creator of the Book Launch Planner. And if you like weekly videos on the business of being an author, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. So it's no secret that I am not a fan of IngramSpark. I have done many videos on this YouTube channel about IngramSpark, listing the pros and cons, listing where you can go wrong with things. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm not going to go into all of it today. If you want to know all of the pros and cons of IngramSpark, please go ahead and watch all the videos that will be linked in the description. I have an entire playlist about IngramSpark. Yes, a playlist, because that's how many issues I've had with them. But to put it lightly, I'll make a quick list for you guys. They're not user-friendly. They no longer have a phone number for customer service. You have to email them. You have to pay a fee every time you publish a book. You also have to pay a fee every time you need to upload an updated file. You also tend to make less royalties with IngramSpark than you do any other print-on-demand company. And I've had a lot of issues and have heard of a lot of authors having this issue of having their hardcovers printed with no dust jacket. And it seems to happen more for author copies than customer copies. So I guess that's one thing. But when you're an author and you're ordering a copy of your own book and it gets delivered to you without a dust jacket, that's really discouraging. But that's just the quick and dirty issues that I've had with IngramSpark, besides the fact that the platform isn't user-friendly. But again, make sure to watch all the videos that will be linked down below. So to put it lightly, I do not recommend this platform for first-time authors. As a cover designer, I work with a lot of authors, and a lot of authors will ask me about IngramSpark and what my thoughts are. If you're a first-time author, maybe stay away from IngramSpark for a little bit. If you really want to do IngramSpark, then go first to Kindle Direct Publishing, perfect your files there, and I'm talking about the cover files and the interior files. Perfect it there, then upload everything to IngramSpark so that you don't have to pay the fees that you need to when you need to update your files. Now, with all that said, there's still a lot of good about IngramSpark. IngramSpark gives you a lot of opportunities that other print-on-demand companies won't give you. And I'm talking about distribution, beautiful hardcovers, pre-orders. There's a lot to be said that is good about IngramSpark. So if you are still interested in publishing with IngramSpark, let's jump into the tutorial and I'll give as many tips as I can to make this process as smooth as possible. So here we are on my IngramSpark dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to upload a book to IngramSpark in case you want to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to hit the add title button. So you have a couple options here. You can do print and ebook, print only, or ebook only. Now I recommend doing print only. If you want expanded distribution for your ebook, then do it through Draft Digital, not IngramSpark. Draft Digital, you can do it all for free. You don't have to pay $25. So once you select which book, it's going to ask you, do you have files ready to upload? Yes, all my files are ready. No, I would like to see the available options for creating files, or no, I will enter my title information and submit files later. So I'm going to do, yes, I have all my files ready, so I can literally show you guys the entire process. So next it's asking me what type of files. I have my print jacket or cover ready, and I also have my print interior file ready. So now they're asking, what would you like to do? Am I just printing the book for myself so I can have the book physically for myself, or do I also want to distribute and sell the book? I'm going to hit the distribute and sell option because I feel like that's what most of you guys are here for. And then I'm going to hit the continue button. So I'm actually going to pretend I'm creating the hardcover edition of Meet Me at the Summit, which I'm not. I'm not going to be printing the hardcover edition through IngramSpark, but I just want to go through the motions with you guys. So I'm going to put in the title and the language, and then we have the print ISBN. Now this is actually a little different. Previously, IngramSpark only allowed you to use a paid ISBN that you purchased through Bowker. But as you can see here, you can also receive a free ISBN owned by IngramSpark. Since I'm just doing an example today, I'm going to do the free ISBN. And then when you click that, it does just explain what exactly that means. Selecting a free ISBN offers you a non-transferable ISBN owned by IngramSpark. Basically, that means that this ISBN can only be used for IngramSpark. It can't be used for other places like Kindle Direct Publishing. And it's also letting me know that if I use a free ISBN, if I had a coupon code to get some sort of discount off of the uploading fee, that I can't use that coupon code. So that's good to know. So now it has given me this free ISBN. And then it's asking me, do I own the copyright? Yes, I own the copyright. And then it's asking me a bunch of copyright questions. Just make sure you read through them. You should be answering no if you own the copyright, and then you're going to click OK. And now we get to add in the authors. So I'm going to put in my name, but of course, if you had co-authors, you would add them in here, or if you had an illustrator, you would add them in here. Then you can choose to hit show more fields to improve book optimization. So you can add in info about where I live, in my biography, and other work that I've done. I'm not going to do that today, but if you want to improve the optimization of your book, you can do that. You can also do this information through Amazon Author Central later on once the book is published. So here it's asking you to select your imprint. An imprint is just your publishing house. So for me, it's Stone Ridge Books, but I can also add other publishing houses or imprints to my account. The next spot here is subjects. Now, I don't know why IngramSpark calls it subjects, but this is basically your categories. So like I talked about in previous videos, when you're uploading your book, you want to have a document like this already established where we have our categories picked out, we have our keywords picked out, and we have our book description already written. That way, when we get to this step, it's simply copy and paste, or in this case, we're going to hit that Find Subject button, and then you can see all the different categories, and you just want to find the one for your book. You can select up to 3 different categories. For me, I'm just going to select this one for now because it's just an example. Next, you're selecting your audience. You have a few different options from your drop-down. My book is a young adult fiction, so I'm going to select that. And then I can also select age range and grade range. And then again, there's even more info that you can put here. I think this would be more beneficial if you have a nonfiction book, but you can absolutely fill this out for a fiction book as well. And then we have the description of the book. So I'm going to go over to my document and copy and paste. And I'm just going to mess around with the formatting until it looks good. I'm going to get rid of that extra space. And then we have a spot for keywords. So I'm going to go over here and copy these keywords and put them in here. Now you do see it wants them separated by semicolon. I have them separated by comma right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and fix that. Okay, and then we have even more places we can add in. So this is where your short description would go. So this is like the long description, and then this would be a short 1-paragraph description. I actually don't have that prepared, so I'm going to skip that step for now. But you can always add in that info later. So I will say IngramSpark only charges a fee when you update the files, so like the cover and the interior files. They don't charge a fee if you need to update things like the book's description. However, when you do make those updates, whether it be to the description, the categories, keywords, or even the pricing, it doesn't update until like the next calendar month, I believe. So now we're to the print info step. So we're going to select the trim size. So the trim size of my book is going to be 5.5 by 8.5. Now it's asking me if the interior is black and white or color, and I'm just going to select black and white. And now it's asking me for the color of the paper, whether I want it to be white, cream, or groundwood. Is more like an off-white, whereas groundwood would be like a little bit darker than cream would be. I've never seen their groundwood color. I personally am a fan of cream. So I'm going to select that. And binding, whether I want it to be paperback or hardcover, I'm doing a hardcover today. And whether it's going to be a jacketed case laminate, digital cloth blue, or digital cloth gray. So let me walk you through. So to walk you through quickly what the heck they're talking about, here's my book, She's Not Here. This is the only hardcover through IngramSpark that I've printed that I've done some of their fancier options. So this is a jacketed case laminate. And jacketed case laminate means it's a hardcover with a jacket. So here we have the jacket right here. This is what it looks like. And then underneath it has this case laminate design. And I, of course, uploaded the design of She's Not Here. It's kind of like a simpler version of the actual cover. But this is the case laminate design that I designed for underneath the dust jacket. Now, you can also get it just the case laminate, which is just a hardcover without a jacket. So if you do that option, you of course would want the actual cover on the case laminate design rather than this, which is kind of like a half version of the cover. Now, the digital cloth cover, they have it in blue and they have it in gray. So you're going to choose whichever one you prefer. You can choose to have it include a dust jacket or not include a dust jacket, but it basically means that when it comes to the case laminate edition of the book, rather than a custom design that you can upload, it's just like this design that looks like cloth. It's not actual cloth, it looks like cloth. So today I'm actually going to do the digital cloth cover in blue because I'm curious. With the cloth cover, we can choose to have it textured, gloss, or matte. And the textured option is only for these cloth covers. So like if I chose a case laminate or a jacketed case laminate, I can't choose to have a texture. But with the blue one, I can choose to have a texture, so I'm gonna select that. My page count is 310 pages. My market is the United States, and here it is now telling me that my print cost is $9.90. So if you wanted to, you can kind of click around and compare the print cost. So as you can see, when you get a jacketed case laminate, it does cost more to print. If you do just a case laminate, it doesn't cost as much. The case laminate and the digital case laminate, whether it's textured or not, is the same. So that's good to know. So since I chose the digital cloth cover, it's asking me what text I want put on the spine. So that means IngramSpark will actually put this text info on the spine right here. So it's asking me what I want on the left, on the center, or on the right of the spine. I'm gonna do center, and I'm gonna do the title. Now, if you choose the case laminate or the jacketed case laminate, it will ask you to upload files. Just to give you guys an example, here's the jacket design for She's Not Here. So this is the actual template that IngramSpark wants you to use. They have a special template, so you have to put in your ISBN number and all your printing details, and they'll give you a template. They email the template directly to you. Then you open that template up in Photoshop and you basically put your cover design into that template, you export it as a PDF, and then you upload it to InDesign. So here we have the design for She's Not Here. This is the jacket design. And then this is the case laminate design. As you can see, much more simple. We have nothing on the back. It's basically just a cool design that's a little simpler than the actual design. So there is an issue that a lot of people tend to have when they're uploading their files, and it's not a big deal, but specifically when you're uploading your cover files to IngramSpark, a lot of people will get an error message about color profiles. IngramSpark doesn't want any color profiles assigned to your PDFs. Now, you guys don't need to know what that means. You just need to know the way to solve that issue. Now, there's a really super easy way to get rid of your assigned color profiles. So you want to open your PDF in Adobe Acrobat, which is what I'm in right here. I have the paperback wrap that I designed for Meet Me at the Summit. Basically, all I have to do is go to File, Properties. By default, it'll open up to Description, but you guys need to go to Custom. And these right here are the color profiles. So all you have to do is click, delete, then hit OK. And then make sure you save the PDF in Adobe Acrobat. And that's how you get rid of your color profiles. And it's as simple as that. So jumping back to IngramSpark, we are now on the step of doing the pricing for our print book. So I'm just going to put in $24.99 because that's just how I tend to price my hardcover books. And as you can see, it all fills in right here. It auto converts everything. You can double check things if you want, but it's really up to you. And then this is the thing that people get confused about. So this right here is the wholesale discount. So the wholesale discount is how much of a discount you're giving to retailers. And this is to all retailers. This isn't just Barnes & Noble. This isn't just libraries. This is anyone who buys your book through IngramSpark. So as you can see, they recommend doing the 55% because that is the retailer preference, which basically means a retailer is more likely to order copies of your book if you set it for 55%. But if you ask me, doing that 55% discount just isn't worth it, because in my opinion, the only reason why a bookstore or any of those sort of retailers are gonna go out and specifically buy your book is if a customer requests it. And guess what? If a customer is requesting your book, it doesn't matter how much of a discount you put in, they're gonna buy it either way. So for that reason, I personally select other, and I do the lowest percentage possible, which is 30%. So that's what I'm going to put in here. Now, it's really up to you what you want to do in terms of a percentage, but I will let you know, when I was first on IngramSpark, I put in 55% because I thought that was the best thing to do. And I sold a ton of books, and I had the smallest royalty rate ever. So if I went ahead and selected 55%, for my compensation, you'd see that I would only get $1.35 per book sale. But then if I go in and select 30%, and I type in 30%, and that reloads, I get $7.59, which honestly is probably too much. And because this book is a hardcover but it doesn't have a dust jacket, I can actually get away with putting the price lower. So this is where you get to just experiment with pricing. So I'm gonna put in $22.99 and see where that puts me. I still make a compensation of $6.19. So let me try with $19.99, which is the traditional hardcover price that people are used to, and that puts me at $4.09 per book sale. So that's great, because not only do my customers get the traditional sort of price for a hardcover book despite being print on demand, but I still make $4.09 when I'm used to making about $3 per book sale. But again, I am doing the lowest wholesale discount percentage possible. So you really just got to experiment with things and see what works best for you and your book. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go through the wholesale discount for all the different locations, and I'm going to set it for as low as possible because, again, I already told you guys my reasoning. If a retailer wants to order my book, they're still going to order it whether or not I have the 55% discount. Now the next column, this is the thing that IngramSpark doesn't really make super clear. So this is their return policy. So this is what you need to fill out so stores know what to do with unsold copies of their book. So if Barnes & Noble orders 20 copies of your book and they only sell 5, what are they going to do with the other 15? Can they return it? And if you want them not to be able to return it, then you would select no. However, if you select no, it's possible they might not order any copies of your book at all because they don't want the risk that's involved. But what if you do want retailers to be able to return unsold copies of your book? That's where these two answers come in hand. So they can either deliver the copies back to you, or they still get a refund, but the copy of your books are destroyed. So if you select deliver and Barnes & Noble wants to return 15 books, then those 15 books will be returned first to IngramSpark, and then IngramSpark will mail those 15 books back to you. Which sounds great, but in this fine print down here, you'll see that there's something that you need to understand. So we see here, I understand that by selecting yes deliver option means copies of the title can be returned to Ingram, and Ingram will ship the return copies to me. That makes sense. My account will be charged the current wholesale cost for each returned copy, and that's the wholesale cost. So whatever the retailer bought the books for, that's what you're going to be charged back when they return the book. It's not the retail cost. The retail cost is the price the customer pays. My account will be charged the current wholesale cost for each return copy plus shipping and handling fees, which is $2 per book in the US and $20 per book for US international. And honestly, it may not sound a lot, and it's not, but I've definitely been in circumstances myself where a bookstore ordered way too many copies of my books. I don't know why. Like, they ordered a freakish amount of books, and they ordered them through IngramSpark, and then one day they showed up at my house. And I didn't know why. I honestly wasn't even sure where they came from until I got the bill from IngramSpark and I put 2 and 2 together. And let me tell you, the bill is hundreds of dollars, not just a couple dollars. So you just have to know that when you select that delivery option, that you will be charged on your IngramSpark account when they return those books to IngramSpark. And then if you do the yes destroy, you will also still be charged the wholesale price of the book, but you aren't paying that $2 per book fee, but then you don't even get the books back. Like, the bookstore literally just throws them in the trash. So I select the yes deliver option, so then at least I get the books back in my possession so I can resell them myself. So that's something you have to figure out yourself if it's worth it. But that's one of the finicky parts of IngramSpark. So then at this point, you just kind of go through all your options. For the United Kingdom, I don't have the option to get the books delivered back to me, and I personally don't like stores to have the option to be able to destroy my books. Basically, it means for the store, there's no risk. So a store in the United Kingdom may order 20 copies of my book and not sell them and throw them in the trash, and then I'm left with the losses. So I would rather hit no and have the store order no books, so they're not at risk and I'm not at risk for losing money. I rather do that than be at risk for losing money, because a store doesn't mind ordering copies of my book just to throw them out. For the European Union, I'm going to do the same thing, select no. For Canada, I do have the option to get them delivered back to me, so I am going to select that, but do know that the shipping to get them delivered back is probably higher. Australia, I'm going to select no. So that's filling all that. And this is all the fine print right here. Just putting that you understand that selecting 55% for the wholesale discount means that it's less likely that bookstores will order your book. And to understand that selecting the no return option means retailers cannot return copies of my book, and that you accept all prices above and understand currency conversion, blah, blah, blah. So that's what all of that is. Then down here, we just have a few little things. So the enable look inside the book, this just allows it so when someone's viewing your book on Amazon, they can flip through and get a preview of a portion of the book. If your book has large text, you're going to click this box off. And if your book is right to left content, you're going to select this. Now just know 99% of books are left to right, not right to left. So if your book is a normal book, don't touch this. So this down here is probably the most important thing I'm going to talk about today. This is the release date, and specifically if you want to do pre-orders. So without confusing you, all you need to know is to put your publication date for whatever you want your publication date to be. Right now I have May 31st selected as the publication date because this doesn't mean anything to me. This isn't a book that's actually getting published. So if you want to do a pre-order for your book, basically you go through the process of uploading everything onto IngramSpark. You go through the process of getting your book approved. You eventually hit the publish button and nothing will happen at first. It takes 10 business days for your book to show up on Amazon and other retailers. 10 business days. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, assuming there are no holidays. Then after at least 10 business days, your book will show up for pre-order on Amazon and other retailers. You don't have to do anything to get your book set up for pre-order. This is where I failed in other aspects because I thought there was something special I had to do. And IngramSpark actually changed this. They made it so you had to click to see this option, but previously IngramSpark had the publication date and the on sale date kind of like right next to each other, and I think they changed it so it was less confusing. But basically, do not change your on sale date. Your on sale date is the date that your book will physically ship out to customers. It's not super clear here. Even when you click on this little question mark, it's not super clear because this question mark says the on sale date is the date before which the title may not be sold by retailers. If the on sale date field is left blank, the publication date and on sale date will be the same. That really doesn't explain everything, but in my experience, I can tell you that the on sale date is the date your book starts shipping out to customers. I thought the on sale date was the date that your book was available for sale, because the word sale is in the title, but that's not the case. So I had hit the on sale date for like the current day and then the publication date for the way out future, which is where I got screwed up, and IngramSparks started sending out blank copies of my book to customers who pre-ordered the book. So if you want to set up your book for pre-order, don't touch the on sale date, and if you do touch the on sale date, make sure it's the same exact date as the publication date. I cannot stress that enough. If you want to do pre-orders, you just have to be patient and wait the 10 business days for your book to show up on retailers. It takes a while. So now that we all have that understood, let's move to the next step. So this is when we're just uploading our interior files. So your file needs to be a PDF, your fonts need to be embedded. It's all pretty basic, but I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna upload the interior files for Meet Me at the Summit. And my file's uploaded pretty quickly, so I'm just gonna hit that continue button, and this is the validation stage. This is where you'll figure out if you have any errors. So right now it went through all the title info that I submitted and it's telling me I had no errors, which is good. Yay, we can celebrate that. Next, it's going through the content, so the cover files and the interior files. It'll tell me if like I didn't have fonts embedded. It'll give me that color profile error at this point if I had that incorrect. Do know you don't have to correct that color profile error. I honestly have published all my previous books without correcting that color profile error. It lets you do it. It's not a big deal. But if you want to make sure that you have the same result as I do right here where everything is green, That's all you have to do to correct those color profiles. So at this point, we can click the continue button and move on to the payment. So this is when you actually have to physically pay to publish your book through IngramSpark. Right now, my fee is just $24, but that's because my cover of my book is just that digital cloth that IngramSpark is gonna do. But do know, if I have a dust jacket or if I uploaded a design to print on the cover myself, it would be another $24. So I'm not gonna go through this entire process today because I obviously don't wanna pay $24 just to show you guys a tutorial, but you guys get the idea. You would hit this agree, proceed the payment, and then it would bring you to the payment page where you have to put in your credit card info, which is right here. It's not super obvious, like you wanna wait for a new page to pop up, but nothing does. It's just you hit that pay with new card button and you put in all your info. Then once you put in all your payment info, you pay and you submit your files. You have to wait a little bit for your files to get approved. You can go through them digitally, so you'll get like a PDF version where you scroll through and you approve them that way. But I recommend that you get it physically printed and you physically hold the book and flip through it and make sure it's okay. Now, the one issue with this method is, say you order your proof copy, and I've got my copy of Meet Me at the Summit here, and it actually was printed by IngramSpark. So you have your copy and you leaf through it, and then you realize maybe something's off with the cover, or maybe you spotted typos in your book, or maybe there's a lot of things that you could want to change about your book before you get to the final stage of publication. Now, the issue with this is that the only way you can get a proof copy of your book is to approve the copy of your book. Unfortunately, the moment you approve the copy of your book, anytime you need to change the files, whether it be the cover files or the interior files, you have to pay a fee to IngramSpark to upload those new files. So you pay about $50 to upload the cover and the interior, and then you order the copy of the book, and you also have to pay for shipping. But then you get the copy of the book and you update the interior files, and maybe you also update the cover file, and then you're stuck paying another $50 to update that info. So it's probably one of the most frustrating parts of IngramSpark, if you ask me, because you just can't order a copy of your book until you hit approve, but odds are the first copy of your book that you order is not going to be the final copy of your book. But on the bright side, their printing quality is fantastic. I'm going to do a full review of printing qualities of all print-on-demand companies very soon. So if you're interested in seeing that, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'll be comparing IngramSpark, Kindle Direct Publishing, Barnes & Noble Press, and Draft to Digital. I'm going to be comparing all the printing quality side by side to really see like who has the best quality paperback. That is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know in the comments down below. If you want additional content, be sure to join as a YouTube member. I post monthly exclusive videos for members over there. Otherwise, I will see you guys all next week.